And shout out to Spencer for this. See that idiot more than I need to.
This is a league winner because this is another guy that you don't have to get early.
Welcome back to the Feed the Need Fantasy Football Podcast, the number one 16-team fantasy football league. I am your host, Derek Moody. As always, my co-host here, Season 2 Feed the Need champion, Trev Brown. How you doing?
What's going on, Moody? If you guys are watching at home, you can obviously see we are in the same clothes. We just got done with a mock draft with our whole league mates, essentially 11 out of 16. That went really awesome. Said some really funny shit about some of the teams that were really bad. But it's really cool little thing that we did with our league mates. If you guys want to watch that, check that video out. But yeah, now we're on to sleepers. Now we're on to people that we like. That draft is, the mock is out of the way, and I'm ready to drop knowledge.
Drop knowledge. Maybe back up some picks that you did too. But that being said, yeah, the mock was very, very cool. We've never done it. Kind of an idea we see on a lot of other shows. It's kind of like, oh God. And we did it just kind of show the difference between the 10, 12 teamers that a lot of people do.
Right.
So that's super fun.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing. I wanted to show the difference, or we wanted to show the difference between a 16-team draft and a 12. And,
yeah,
you know, with our unique player system and all that stuff, it is just a very unique draft. And I wanted to get that out there.
Exactly. I agree. But with that, this episode is different. This one is going to be, like you said, we're going to be dropping our guys. I got five of them. I got five of my guys that I want to draft every year, or in every single draft that I have. I also have three players that it's three, kind of four. You'll see when we get there, but I have 3 or 4 players that I want to avoid at all costs. And then at the end of this, we're going to do some sleepers. And I mean, these guys might not even get drafted in the 10, 12 teamers. They're probably not. So I don't know about your guys, at least. I know mine, probably not. There's a guy on here when I was doing the research. I was like, who the fuck is that guy? So we'll stay tuned on that. But yeah, so Trev, got anything to say before we dive in, or do you want to give your first my guy?
So first, might as well just hop right in there. So we're starting off with players to draft. You know, just players that we really like, that we want to kind of get some information out there to hopefully persuade you guys into liking them too. So my first guy is a tight end for Buffalo, Dalton Kincaid. So last year he was number 14, Derek. Only had 2 touchdowns. So the 14 tight end only had 2 touchdowns. But the biggest thing that I'm targeting Dalton Kincaid for is that they have to replace 216 targets from Diggs and Davis. I mean, you have to. So even if he only gets 40 to 50 of those targets, that's 40 or 50 more than he had last year. And he was the 14th tight end already.
Yeah. That's the thing too, is Kincaid's one of those tight ends that you're gonna have to spend some capital on him. You're gonna have to get him a little bit earlier than a lot of others. One of my guys that I'm not a tight end drafter. I punt that down the road as far as I can. But my guy, I'm gonna go tight end as well, is David Njoku. David Njoku here. He's going about the 11th-ish tight end off the board every week. Weeks 8 through 17, he finished as a top 10 8 times in those. He finished in the top 10 8 times in those weeks. 6 of those were in the top 5. He was tied for second in all of tight ends with 6 touchdowns, and now he has an upgraded quarterback and a healthy Deshaun Watson. Last year down that stretch as a tight end, he went In weeks 14 through 17, he went 21, 16, 10, and 11. You might say that's not even a lot. That's it. But as a tight end, you're going to get him later in the draft.
Right.
If you do go back and look at the mock draft that we just did, you took him, and you took him in the 7th round. So getting him around there is with top 5 upside and tight end. I'll take David Njoku.
All right, next. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go. Well, we'll just backfire. Okay. Here. You want to go running back or receiver? I have 2 running backs, 2 receivers left. Receiver. I'm gonna go. I kind of talked about it on the podcast here. Okay, or on the mock pod. He's going at. I'm not going to say his name until a little bit later, but he's going at about the 21st wide receiver off the board. He led all receivers in fantasy points scored last year, weeks 1 through 9. He was literally scored the most fantasy football points as a receiver 2 years ago. He was kind of been led with injuries the last 2 years. Stafford was hurt. But my guy here is Cooper Kupp. The guy has absolute league-winning MVP Christian McCaffrey numbers as a receiver. Yes, he's older, but the chemistry he has, the targets he demands, it's hard to go away from Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is a guy you get in the 3rd-ish round and Feed the Need. Where did he go today? Hey, boy. Third. In the 3rd?
Yeah, Dallas.
Yeah, so he went in the 3rd round, and you're getting literally potentially a top 5 to 7 receiver in the 3rd round. I'm not saying his health is going to be there, but I'm just saying in the 3rd round and Feed the Need, the upside there is absolutely insane, especially if you go running back, and getting Cooper Kupp there. It is insane because he has potential to be Cooper Kupp that we all know.
Right. Another one, it's a nice segue into mine, another potential guy. And this guy is really, I mean, he's already showed his potential. Garrett Wilson, New York Jets wide receiver. So in metrics, analytics, all that good stuff, he's number 1 in the NFL in route running. Number 1. He also, his longevity, hasn't missed a game in 2 years with that horseshit of a team that he's had to deal with. I mean, how has he not been like, dude, my hamstring hurts. I don't want to play this week. Like, because he's a dog, so like that's who I want to target. He also, with those horseshit QBs, and when I say horseshit, I mean, you should see a list of these QBs over the last 2 years. It's disgusting. And so average 10 or 9.9 targets a game, 10 targets a game. He's got Aaron Rodgers. So Garrett Wilson at a mid-2nd round type area, maybe you can even, hopefully he slides a little bit lower than that. I'm targeting him every single draft.
I like that. I agree. When you have a guy like you're saying that's been productive and then he gets a huge upgrade at quarterback, how do you not smash that?
Oh, just the longevity. Hasn't missed a game in 2 years. Name another wide receiver that's done that.
Not a lot. Not a whole lot of them. I'm gonna go running back here with my next. Wait, you go. You we'll go 2.
Yeah, I got a running back. So one of my really high upside running backs that you can get later on in the draft is Zamir White, Las Vegas running back. Really upgraded offensive line, was kind of lower league. They brought in a few tackles. There's zero competition when it comes to running back competition. He's got Alexander Mattison in the backfield, but we all know what he is. He is who we think he is, essentially, because he's been in Minnesota for the last decade, it seems like, and he's never done anything. And he's been the starter 3 or 4 different times, and so that guy's not anything. And so Zamir White is actually going to be, I think, a pretty big bell cow. And it's like a bell cow that you can get pretty late in the draft, guys. Like, you don't have to spend the high upside in the 2nd and 3rd round if you want to go a different route, because you can get Zamir White in like the 7th round. Chicago Bears offensive coordinator last 2 years. Guess where he is now? Las Vegas.
Okay.
You like that running back offense the last 2 years? If you liked Khalil Herbert, blah, blah, blah. Like, I kind of did. And then in 4 starts last year, he averaged 24 touches a game, 100 yards a game. So you really can't beat that value in like a 7th pick, our 7th round pick, especially in our feed the need draft. And so, yeah, this is Zamir White. I'm targeting.
I can't complain with it. I like the pick. He's good. I do agree. It's just he had the opportunity last year. It wasn't much. I agree.
24 touches a game and 100 yards in 4 starts.
That's true. I'll give you that. My bad. I'll just go to my guy. My guy's kind of a layup to me. I'm gonna go with Isaiah Pacheco. I want Isaiah Pacheco on my team. He's going about the 12th running back off the board. And weeks 4 through 18 last year, he averaged 18 and a half touches a game, which 4 through 18, that's a huge, huge section of the game with a huge tight, like like one of the best offenses in the game with Patty Mahomes. No more McKinnon. McKinnon took a lot of the pass work there.
Yeah.
CEH, yes, he did sign a 1-year contract, but the guy hasn't really took into the role with Pacheco there.
Oh, he's very much backup.
Yeah. And now you get guys like Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown there to really help to not get in the box, and just there's those 3. They also Rashee Rice. A lot of options out for Patty. I do think that Pacheco is just that game where they're up by a touchdown or 2 and they're just running the ball. I think Pacheco gets a lot of work on the ground, and you're going to get him. I mean, in speed and the need, you're going to have to get him early 2nd round ish, and the guy's going to be. I want Pacheco on my team.
I like it. I also am a big fan of Pacheco this year. Big fan.
Yeah. The guy runs like he's trying to fucking stomp on somebody's face or something. It's scary.
He runs hard.
Yeah. This is kind of where I should have. Looking back, I went Travis Etienne, and I do like Garrett Wilson in the mock that we did earlier tonight. But I wish, looking back, my 2 guys, I should have went Devon Achane there in the 1st. And then turned around and got Isaiah Pacheco. I'd have been fucking happy as hell. My next guy here is Devon Achane as my guy. He's coming off his RB9, coming off the board. And the guy can win you a fucking week every by himself. I think I said this stat earlier, but he had 103 carries last year total. He took 5 of them for 40+ yards. The next closest to him was Breece Hall. He had 233 carries, and he only did it 4 times. So double plus the carries, opportunities, and he didn't even get to where he was getting. The guy is absolutely fucking electric. And shout out to Spencer for this, because we were talking, and every time we work together, we see that idiot more than I need to. But we always talk about guys like Devon Achane. It's, do you want to just make the playoffs, or do you want to fucking win the goddamn trophy?
Right.
I want to win the trophy. Give me Devon Achane, because that motherfucker can just win it for you. He can just, right. He's like the Christian McCaffrey type guy. He can win you the fucking trophy himself.
Yeah. He just needs to stay healthy. Healthy.
Yep.
Yeah. So next, I got 2 more. So I'm going to go Malik Neighbors, wide receiver at New York Giants. What do you think his catch rate at LSU was last year, Moody?
His catch rate? I have no idea.
Like percentage of catches at LSU on the offense. What do you think it was?
27.
Yeah, it was 33. So every 3rd ball thrown was essentially a reception, or every 3rd ball caught was from Malik Neighbors last year. So let's see, what else do I have? In all college last year, he was number 1 in 20+ yard plays. And that's the kind of explosiveness that I'm looking for that can transition well from the college game, especially being at LSU in a pro style offense, to essentially the New York Giants, who is very much pro style. And so I think it's a really great fit. I think Daniel Jones takes a pretty big step now that he's got an actual weapon on the outside. And this guy is as explosive as they come. And so this is a little bit of a reach, but if you're looking for someone who can maybe win you a league, and you get him in a little bit later round, Malik Nabers.
That's it too. Like if Feed the Need, you're not getting all these elite guys to stack your team with. You have to think outside the box. You have to take the risk. You have to take the gambles. Malik Nabers, like you're saying, you go back, you do the research, and you find things like catch, like he's just demanding targets. The guy's always open.
Demanding targets and demanding targets and doing a lot with the targets, with the number one in college football, 20+ yard plays.
Yeah. Agreed. We'll go with your last one.
Oh, yeah, the last one. So last one is going to be QB. I'm going to go QB, and which is insane to me. Kyler Murray, Arizona QB. When healthy, when healthy, he's essentially projected 500+ rushing yards and 6+ TDs on the ground. That is productivity that you cannot duplicate. Yeah. Tua Tagovailoa passed for the most yards last year and was third in the league in passing touchdowns and finished 16th in essentially generalized scoring. And so you're looking for somebody who has that running aspect, and 500 yards and 6 touchdowns if he stays healthy. That's what he's projected for, plus 3,500 yards and another 30 touchdowns through the air. I mean, you're looking at a top 5 QB, and you're getting him in like round 7, 8, 9. Like, especially in a 16-man league, like you're getting him. What do you go in the draft today? Probably in the 7th round. So somewhere it's like you can get him pretty late. You don't have to spend a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th round capital. And so Kyler Murray, I think, is a league winner.
Everything I've seen too, I fully agree. Kyler Murray's that guy, like you said. My last one here from our wrap up are my guys. My last one is Nico Collins. It's tough because I was kind of tossing it up between him, and I've been kind of distracted. So I'm like, man, do I want Nico or do I want Tank Dell? Okay. Two things different there. I don't really care for Stefon Diggs. I do like him coming in to that offense. Great spot for him, but I just don't think he's going to be the Stefon Diggs we all know of. Nico Collins is going to be the guy that I want, that I need on my team. He's 6'4", 225 pounds. The guy is he's huge. You can't tackle him. Last year there was 3 receivers that had 600+ yards after the catch. CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Nico Collins. So the guy's a fucking 6'4" muscle guy. You can't tackle him. He gets yards after the catch. And now he's going to get Stefon Diggs there. He's going to help getting off the line, give him some touchdown upside there. And the guy's going to go. I just feel like Nico Collins is going to take a huge step this year. CJ Stroud's into his sophomore year now. Just Nico's the guy I would want. The guy I just was looking at it, dang it. He went over 25 points 4 times last year. So he has that capability of, like we said, he takes that slant, breaks a tackle or 2, and he's gone. He's to the house.
Big play guys.
Or he's in the red zone. Yeah, he's in the red zone. He's 6'4", 225, just tossing the damn ball. So, yeah, Nico Collins, that's my guy.
All right, Derek. How about let's transition to players who we should avoid. Give me a player that you're just avoiding at all costs in drafts.
I'm gonna go into this. This is why I said earlier I have like a 3-4-ish. I'm pretty much grouping 4 of them all together. I have one that's kind of the anomaly. But the four I'm kind of fading right now is CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Aiyuk, Ja'Marr Chase, and I'm going to loop Dak Prescott into it.
Wow.
Just those four guys. When you have
massive names.
Yeah, when I just every time I've ever drafted somebody that's didn't go to training camp, that missed time at camp, all that, it just doesn't work out. They don't have their legs under them weeks 1 through 4. They're just I'm just working slow. Their snap percentages are way
Takes a while.
down.
Yeah.
And in an NFL, the chemistry, all that shit. Like, yes, Ja'Marr Chase and Joe Burrow have that. CD and Dak have it, but at the same time, they're not there.
And you know those, just sorry to interrupt, but those teams are like, they can say to the press that they don't care, that well, back with open arms, get your money, blah blah blah. But those guys have to just essentially, there's got to be some discontentment. There has to be, and so that has to lead into it. Essentially transitioning from the practice field to the football field when there's discontentment. And so, you're 100% right.
And these teams, like, think about it. The Niners were in the Super Bowl last year. They're looking to fucking run it back and they're trying to win it. And now you're telling me one of our best receivers is sitting out. Why does he want some money? It's like, yes, we all want money. I get it. The Niners have offered you a shit ton of money. Like, what are we doing? Are we here? Like, let's go. Let's fucking go. Like, I would be if I was Brock Purdy, George Kittle, Debo, like the Christian McCaffrey, or even the guys on the defense they're leading that team. I would be like, what are we doing here? We're about to win the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow with Ja'Marr Chase, so that's his guy. Like Dak, like think about Dak. You just lost. I mean, you guys are so close. That the Cowboys defense is so fucking good, and now our star offensive player is just like, like, what are we doing? And then it's not just like the players are going to have like the ill will towards the player, and then they're going to be like, just pay the fucking guy and get him in here at the management. So there's those guys. I just try to avoid them at all costs. Obviously, they fall late in the draft. You have to take the value of the upside, but just no thanks.
What about Ja'Marr Chase? Explain that to me.
So Ja'Marr Chase is one of those ones I would take him over the other guys just because he's there. He has 2 years left on his contract. So obviously the Bengals aren't going to do anything. Yeah, this year and next year. So it's a year too early. But he's at camp. He's there. He's holding in. So he's at camp. But he said, he swears up and down, he will not step foot on the field until he gets a new contract. So man, it's just one of those things. I just avoid it. Like, you just don't know what the hell's gonna happen. Especially like right now, we're 2 weeks out from the regular season. Like literally 2 weeks from the very first game of the year.
Right.
I want to say isn't it Chiefs Ravens?
September 4th, I believe.
5th. But anyways, it does like we're 2 weeks, we're 17 days away from these guys playing football. And they got to get in. They got it. Yes, I just avoid them. I don't want them. If I'm there and you're behind me, you don't even have to worry about me drafting them. They're gone. I'm not drafting any of those four.
Yeah, I really have just one massive player that I think everyone should avoid, and it's going to be a little controversial because he's going in the first round. His average ADP is like 14 through 16. So that being said, Saquon Barkley of the Philadelphia Eagles. In 2018, his rookie season, which was 2018 now, I mean, that's going into his 7th year, going into his 6th year. I think that's getting a little long in the tooth again, because he was 22 when he came out. So he's already 28, 29. But anyway, in 2018, his rookie season, how many 40-yard touchdowns do you think he had?
2018 is rookie season? 4.
Right on the money. Okay. Explosive. Came out of college. Explosive. Like, that's what you want. In 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023, how many 40-yard touchdowns has he had?
I'm going to say total. 4 combined.
0. The answer is 0. So he's not scoring from a far essentially 40 plus yards out, which not a lot of people do. Like you said, A-Chain did it the most with 100 carries last year. But Saquon Barkley has the Philadelphia QB to deal with in the red zone. So you get Hurts in the red zone, who carries the ball 50% of the time in the red zone. 50% of snaps is him rushing the ball. So the other 50% of the snaps essentially goes between 1 and 3 guys that are still in Philadelphia. And so you're telling me that Saquon Barkley doesn't get big plays, and he's going to get sniped probably 75 to 85% of the time when they're in the red zone.
Yeah.
That doesn't add up to a league winner. That adds up to someone that you're spending first round capital on for maybe 10 points in a game. Like, because he doesn't catch passes all too much either. I mean, he's essentially a runner, man. And so I just don't think that Saquon Barkley is going to be a league winner. I think also they have the tush push. They invented the tush push. Like, you don't think they're going to use that just because Chase and Kelsey's gone? You're crazy. So all of that being said, brother, there's a zero chance that I draft Saquon Barkley no matter where I am this year.
I like that. I agree. You don't get points. I huge Swiftie last year. Loved DeAndre Swift. And it was so fucking frustrating. They get down there and it's like, you're done. Stupid. It is. Yes, he might have those couple games where he does break one for 20 yards or whatever. But anytime you're inside the 5, brother, I'm not lying. I watched it last year. Literally, Swift got him down to the 3. First and goal. What did they do on first down?
Birds probably, tush
they
push.
got it to the 1. Guess what they did again?
Tush push.
Tush push. Yes, I was fucking livid. So yeah, I agree with that. It's yes, it sounds so good, that offensive line and all this, but it's not fun. It is going to be the most frustrating time you got.
Yeah, and like today, he went in our first round. He was a first round running back this year. I think Rich took him. Like, so Unc Rich, go ahead and keep taking people like Saquon Barkley. Try not to think too hard, because you'll strain yourself.
Yeah. My guy that I'm going to avoid, I kind of hinted at it earlier with my Nico pick, is Stefon Diggs. It might be a little controversial here, but weeks literally 10 through 18, his weeks went 3, 3, 13, 2, 5, 3, 3, and 9. I understand he's with one of the best quarterbacks in the league, of Josh Allen. The whole falling out, blah, 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 blah. But you think if an elite receiver is putting up those numbers, it's got to be always getting double teamed, or he wasn't getting the looks. But his targets, they don't match his receptions or his points. It was literally 5, 8, 11, 11, 8, 8, 7, 8, 5. So it's like he's getting all the looks. He's demanding the targets. He just wasn't catching the ball. He wasn't creating that separation. I think just time is catching up. Yes, he goes to this flashy offense. He's going to get drafted early, but when you have guys like Tank Dell and Nico, and now you have Joe Mixon into the mix, you have Dalton Schultz there too as tight end. There's just a lot of mouths to feed, and I just don't think you're going to get third round equity and feed the needs standards. I just don't think Stefon Diggs is going to Stefon Diggs. I think he's there as a veteran leadership to really guide Nico and Tank Dell. I don't think Diggs is going to be the dude. I understand it's intriguing in the new offense is Stroud, but it's just nothing that I'm interested in.
I'm a little bit on a different opinion about Diggs, just because I think Stroud's a stud, and I don't quite think Diggs is done just because 7 of his first 8 years were all pro years. I just don't. I think he's got another year or 2 left in him to be a pretty stellar dude. So I think you're about a year early on that take, but we'll see.
Hey, Trevor, you bringing anything to the draft?
I was thinking about it, but I was looking at the weather, and it's supposed to be like 95 degrees, and everything's going to get so hot.
Well, do I have something for you? Hey there, football fans. Are you ready to chill out and hydrate while you dominate your league? Look no further than Chill Ice and H2O, your one stop shop for premium ice and refreshing water. Whether you're hosting a game or party or a draft, just kick back and watch the highlights. Chill Ice and H2O has you covered. Their crystal clear ice cubes are perfect for keeping your drinks cold without watering them down, and their purified water is just what you need to stay refreshed all season long. Download the Ice to You app and get a free bag after your first 10 bags. That's Chill Ice and H2O, cooling your drinks one cube at a time. Take it. Well, that being said, get rid of our guys we want, our guys we need. Now we're getting into like the fun part of Feed the Need. That's round 7, 8 on is fuck, man. You might as well just throw the sheet of paper with the guy's names on it, and everybody just gets a dart and you just throw it, because that's pretty much what's happening. So that being said, I have 5 sleepers. I have 3 running backs, 2 receivers.
I got three essentially, because you kind of touched on David Njoku earlier.
Okay.
So he was a sleeper of mine. I really like that pick. So
just start this out with your Njoku stats and why you like it.
Well, so I like Njoku because the first half of last year was bad, but the second half he balled out. He had 6 TDs on 123 targets in the second half of the season. I mean, how crazy is that? I mean, that if he just does that in the first half, he's getting 200 looks.
Yeah,
like,
and he gets Deshaun Watson now.
125 targets, man. Like, that's crazy. Anyway, Browns led the league in plays per game, and it's already coming out that they want to do that again, and they want to do it even more. And now they want to even pass more, and Deshaun Watson is completely healthy. Everyone forgets that Deshaun Watson was a stud. The first 2, 3, 4 seasons.
Mahomes carrying the league. It was him
literally.
And it's not like Tom Brady, Manning.
And Deshaun Watson, all he did was get a new home. And so I'm still a Deshaun Watson truther. I still think he's a stud quarterback, especially now that he's healthy. And they got weapons, essentially around him. It's not the worst offense in the world. And so there's enough to keep attention away from him. And so, yeah, David Njoku is a huge sleeper in mine, especially because of his draft.
Yeah, I'll take that. I like David Njoku. Like I said, he's one of the guys I am targeting late in the rounds. I mean, once it gets past him, it's just, and even around him, and the tight ends going between him and that top tier of guys you're spending the top equity on, it's just insane. I'm gonna go because I'm gonna stick with that same offense. I'm going Jerome Ford here. I just feel like he might not be the most exciting. He's not going to be the Devon Achane that's going to win you the league. I got him literally in the mock we did earlier today. I got him in the 7th round, late in literally the second to last pick in the 7th round. And getting a guy that I understand I'm not saying he's going to be that explosive guy that's going to be so fun to watch. He's boring. He really is boring. But the guy is going to touch the ball over and over and over again. Now, Nick Chubb, yeah, he's should be back, but I mean, he's most likely going to be stuck on the pup, where he's going to be out 4 to 5 weeks. And then the average time for running back to come back from the pup, get his legs under him, and get back active in the offense and get his normal snap share is another 4 to 5 weeks. So he has 8 to 10 weeks of just him and D'Onta Foreman. I'm not as scared of D'Onta Foreman. Like, I'll take the first year starter in the 7th round and Jerome Ford all day of the week. But with that being said, you will have to know there might be some weeks that it just he's going to have his 10, 12 carries for 47 yards. And it's going to be like, dang it. But if, like we said, if that offense does take the uptake with Deshaun Watson there, actually delivering the ball all out to those receivers, it's going to open him up, and he's going to be just fine, and he might actually carve in a role there.
Hey, I'm not ready to. I don't mind that sleeper, especially if the jersey behind you doesn't do well this year.
My baby.
But that being said, I'm really surprised that you're ready to just move on from Chubb like that. I mean, he's came back from an ACL injury already before, and he was the best running back in the NFL. And and he's going to start. I mean, everything looks like he's starting, and so I'm a huge Chubb fan this year. I didn't put him in my sleepers or anything, but you're getting Chubb pretty late in drafts, and so I like Chubb. I think I'm not ready to write him off. I think he does. I think he comes back, and he's one more catastrophic injury away, kind of like a Marlon Mack, like to be completely gone. But I think he can come back and still be a stud.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that I do agree. I'm a huge Nick Chubb guy because of the year that we did the keepers. It was a huge benefit for me. Nick Chubb's, I bought that jersey and it was sweet. It's one of my favorite ones. But it's, dude, knee injuries are knee injuries. Yes, they sometimes come back and you never feel them again, and they get repaired perfectly. Other times, I don't know why I'm drawing blank, but the running back out of South Carolina, he was highly touted, going to be the next fucking LaDainian Tomlinson.
His last game of the year.
And he absolutely shattered his knee and he was done for. Never played another snap. And it's just knee injuries that are that catastrophic. And then it's the second one on that same knee.
Yeah. It's just, and it was thinking about it last year. That was one of the grossest.
Yeah. So I mean, if he's ready week one, I just don't think he's gonna just dive right back into his new role. Trust me, I fucking love Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's one of my favorite running backs I've seen in a very long time. But it's a sleeper. I'll take Jerome Ford all day of the week. Right.
No, I like it. So I'm going to stick with that theme. I'm going to go running back again. Chase Brown, Cincinnati Bengals. Really big sleeper in mine because I touched on it in the last podcast. If you want to re-listen to that, but Chase Brown is competing with Zach Moss. So the Cincinnati coach comes out and says Chase Brown is consistent and dependable. That's all they're looking for. Consistency. He's never fumbled the ball. Take it last year was his rookie season, but he didn't fumble, and so he's consistent and dependable. And that's what the coach is really looking for. He is in a 50-50 share with Zach Moss, but Zach Moss is old in the tooth, man. He's in his like 6th, 7th year. He's had the job in Buffalo for the last like 3 or 4, up and down, up and down, up and down. But then he gets. Was he somewhere else last year too? He goes to Indianapolis. He went to the Colts last year, tried to be the guy, couldn't be the guy, tried to be the guy, couldn't be the guy. And so we've seen that dog and pony show before. And so to me, to not think that Chase Brown, who's obviously the more explosive back, no more Joe Mixon, and he's in his 2nd year. And so it's by week 2 or 3 that this guy's getting 15 to 20 carries to Zach Moss's 5 to 7. And so that kind of draft capital, that kind of usage, I believe is going to happen, warrants probably a 3rd round pick, not a 5th, 6th round pick where Chase Brown's currently going.
It's tough because, like you said, we don't fucking know what's going to happen. I like Zach Moss. The dude played stupid well when JT was out last year. But like you said, he's a fucking journeyman guy. He's never demanded the role. He's never said, hey, this is my fucking job. So who's going to say he's going to go there and plant his flag? Who knows? But I just don't know anything really about Chase Brown. I didn't watch him at all last year, and he wasn't with Joe Burrow last year. So it's all new. It's like you said, you get him super late and could be RB1 upside on a super good offense.
Coaches seem to like him. From the videos that I've seen in press conferences and stuff, they just really, really like Chase Brown there. And so I honestly think he wins the job, and I think because of where he's going draft capital wise, he's a massive sleeper.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Going on a exact opposite end of the spectrum here of the Bengals offense to god awful Vikings offense. Okay, my sleeper is the running back here going 46 off the board. I know the Vikings suck. I get it, but the Vikings are still going to have to play some football games. Okay, the running back room there is Ty Chandler, Aaron Jones. I don't know about you, but Aaron Jones does not do anything for me. So Ty Chandler here is my sleeper pick. He averaged 11 points a week from week 10 on, which is kind of when everything kind of went down with Alexander Mattison and all that jazz. And
yeah,
he finally took over that role. So 11 points a week. Remind you, you're getting him as the 46th running back that's off the board. So this is way late, 10, 12 team leagues. He's not even getting touched.
Right.
Our leagues, that's it. If my second RB is averaging 11 points a week, and I'm getting him in the 8th, 9th, 10th round, all day of the week. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's one of those. It's such an ugly pick. It's not fun. It is gross. You're not going to really watch any Vikings games. You're going to be down in the scoreboard. You're going to get a lot of my favorite thing in the world: garbage time points. Everybody's favorite.
You're disgusting.
Hey, I'm just saying,
disgusting. How did that fucking sentence come out your gosh dang mouth, Derek? Hey, I need to wash your mouth out with soap because that's disgusting. Everyone's favorite time's garbage time.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take a gun and blow myself. Are you shitting me? Hey. I want to turn the game off when there's fucking 7 minutes to go and they're up fucking 25 points and somehow I lose because the starters are still in somehow up 25 and 40-yard touchdown and I lose by 3 points. Fuck!
Hey, when you have a guy like Ty Chandler, you're rooting for the garbage time. You root for the Niners defense to back it off, and he just gets checked down after check down after check down. Not saying he's going to be fun to watch, but Ty Chandler will be a guy that he'll be that annoying. Like if a guy goes running back early, a bunch of receivers, and he starts him in the flex, he's going to be the most annoying fucking player to play against because he's going to score a touchdown and he's going to get 5 fucking checkdowns late as shit in the game and 5 it's going to suck. So I'd rather have that on my team and just say, well, I'll take my 8 to 14 points every week.
Right.
I'm going to go running back my last one real quick.
Yep.
I got
one more.
You got one more? I got 3 more, buddy.
Okay.
They said 5.
I got 2 more.
Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna call him the new Alvin Kamara. Okay. Yeah, that's where we're going with this. The new Alvin Kamara.
Oh no! Don't say what I think you're gonna say.
We're heading out to Denver.
No.
Payton-led offense. Okay. He's not changing anything. Look how he's structuring the team. He very successful with Drew Brees. What does he do? Brings in a little short white guy. Bo Nix comes walking in. Okay. He doesn't, it's been very well known. He doesn't really care for Javonte Williams. He always talks about who? Jaleel McLaughlin. The guy is elite. He's going 51st as a 51st running back off the board. He averaged 5.3 yards per touch. So every time he touched the ball, it was at least 5.5, pretty much 5.5 yards carry.
That's got to rank pretty high.
Agreed. Every time you hand him the ball, right? You have guys like Dameon Pierce. It's like 1 yard a carry.
Yeah, 1.7.
Yeah. Jaleel McLaughlin. He's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. So you could toss him the ball. You could hand him the ball. You give it to him twice. He's got a first down.
Good catch the pass, yeah.
With that being said, every time he touches the ball, he's averaging 0.95 points per touch. So every time he touches the ball, he's hitting you a point. So remind you, this is RB51 off the board. And he's going to touch the ball one time, he gets you a point. This is a flex option. And the Broncos are not going to be very good. They play in fucking Seattle week 1. So tough matchup. They're most likely going to lose in Seattle with a rookie quarterback. But guess what they're going to do? A lot of check downs. They're not tossing the ball to Javonte Williams. He's going to get you 4 to 7, 8 catches a week to screens, handing them the ball. He's going to get his touches, and he gets 1 point per touch. Why do you not want Jaleel McLaughlin?
Yeah. Jaleel McLaughlin's a pretty sleepery. It's a pretty sleepery.
I saw that today. I was like, because I got him. I have a little soft spot on him. You know how it is. You throughout all the years of doing fantasy, you kind of start picking up guys, and you get soft spots for guys. You hate others.
Right.
Jaleel McLaughlin last year, I remember I had a roster spot in the Dynasty League, and I was talking to Jimmy Cook, the 4-time Feed the Need champ, and he told me, he's like just go pick up Jaleel McLaughlin. He's getting a couple looks. They talked about it. So I did, and it hit. And I ended up trading because my team is awful. But I like Jaleel McLaughlin. He's fun to watch.
How about another was he a rookie last year? McLaughlin?
I think so.
He's a rookie last year, right? Yeah. How about another rookie this year? A sleeper. And you're getting this guy in like the 9th round in a 16-team league. So this guy probably not getting drafted in 12, even 10, 12-team leagues. But I think he's way more warranted. And I think this guy might even be a league winner. And so really, really pay attention what I'm about to say. Kimani Vidal from the Los Angeles Chargers. Okay. And before you start laughing, okay, Gus Bus has caught 30 balls in 69 games. J.K. Dobbins, 24 games, 27 catches. They don't catch the ball. They have brick hands, and they run the ball 15 times a game, and they don't do anything. They get 30 yards a game. I don't know why they're still in the fucking league, but I digress. I don't know what the Chargers were doing bringing both of those guys in, because it worked so fucking well for the goddamn Ravens last year. Anyway, so they bring those guys in. They don't have a single pass catcher on the whole team. They don't have a single one. They draft Kimani Vidal in the 6th round, and he literally just to be the 3rd down Austin Eckler back there. And I don't know if you know anything about Austin Eckler's career in Los Angeles over the last last 5-6 years. He ended up being pretty good, and he started his career as the receiving back. And so I'm thinking this is what very might happen with Los Angeles. He had 15 touchdowns last year and 1,700 total yards, like in college. I'm telling you, this guy's explosive. He can catch the ball, and he's going to break some plays that are going to surprise people. And Jim Harbaugh is going to I should be better at that because I'm a twin, but Jim Harbaugh is going to, I think, do well with him. And so, yeah, in the 9th, 10th round, I think this guy's a really big steal to put on your bench for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then he's going to really get a nice spot.
I like that pick a lot. As a Chargers fan, it's like you said, and with the Chargers offense, they are going to be behind games. They're not going to be that good. So they lost Mike Williams. They lost Keenan Allen. They have so many targets gone, vacated. They have Josh Palmer, Quentin Johnston, Vlad McConkey. None of that gets me excited. So
last name is McConkey.
Like Justin Herbert. He's gonna have to check it down so many fucking times. And like you said, J.K. Dobbins, he's always hurt. Gus Bus, he's been fine. He
got brick hands. He literally got brick for hands.
Yeah. So I like that pick a lot. I like that. I'm gonna go to the guy that I was like, who the fuck is that? I was thinking it was a fullback for the Carolina Panthers, Tolbert.
Oh yeah, he was a stud. God, he won me a lot of games back in the day.
Right? Yeah.
He won me a lot of games.
But my pick here is Jalen Tolbert. Cowboys receiver. CeeDee Lamb, kind of going back to the guys I'm avoiding. CeeDee Lamb's been out. Just to go over some of the guys that are there. They're besides CeeDee Lamb. Like there's Brandon Cooks, obviously, but that guy's he has done nothing really. He had a couple good years with the Saints, but hasn't really done anything from there. Then there's KaVontae Turpin, Racey McMath, Ryan Fournette.
Stop saying names; those aren't real people,
brother. There's a laundry list here. It's disgusting. Jake Ferguson was a tight end, so he'll get some looks. And then you're like, okay, well, maybe they have a good, like a nice back. They have Zeke. Yeah, he catches the ball, but the guy is proven that he's not Zeke of old. He's done. And then they have Rico Dowdle, which I really like him, and I do think he'll be the back. But I mean, when I'm looking at sleepers, I'm looking at guys that can take over the main role. And Jalen Tolbert, I've never heard this fucking name before. I just never did. It just never stuck out. It's just completely irrelevant. But now you throw him in with CeeDee Lamb. If he does miss time and he does take the time to come back, he's a guy you can draft late and plug him in early and get weeks 1 through 4 or 5 and use him as trade bait, or something happens and CD doesn't get a contract and sits out way into the season or something. I like Jalen Tolbert.
Yeah, that was what everybody. We always have Tolbert, same shit.
Yeah, but yeah, this is my pick. This is my pick. Real quick, I'm going to claim him if CeeDee Lamb sits out. If CeeDee Lamb doesn't, if CeeDee Lamb isn't back by next Wednesday, so which would be a week before. No, I'll just say Thursday, so a week before their actual season starts.
Right.
If he doesn't do it, this guy will be the new Puka Nacua.
Whoa.
Calling it now. Yeah.
I like
There's
it.
Nobody else to throw the ball to. Nobody else to throw the ball to.
Right.
Dak is Dak. He's gonna fucking throw the ball down the field. And Tolbert's the guy.
Yeah, there's a reason Dak's dropping so fucking far down in drafts, man. Yep. But you just said his name. Rico Dowdle. That's my last guy that I'm really targeting in drafts. And you hinted on it, but you didn't quite get all the way. So you mentioned Zeke. Zeke's nothing. Zeke might as well not be on the team. Just because, who's their coach?
McCarthy.
Right. Okay. Did he not already get rid of Zeke once? It's true. Like it's for us to expect the coach that was like, yeah, get him the fuck off this team, dude. And like, and then the owner goes behind the coach's back and brings him back in. That coach not giving him the ball. Like he might get a few goal line carries and he might steal like maybe 5% of the snaps from him, dude. I think Rico Dowdle is Tony Pollard. I think Rico Dowdle is the 25 carry a game. He's with some stats here. He's getting goal line carries in practice with the number 1 team. Like half of practice apparently is Rico Dowdle getting goal line carries. He's showing great pass blocking in practice as well. And so he's going to be on the field essentially a decent amount of time, like, cause he can block. And I'm just saying, you might not think the Dallas offense is like there, but they always end up being a top 5, top 10 offense in the league. And I think the possibility of Rico Dowdle being the number 1 there is just too big to pass up when you're getting him in the like 7th, 8th round.
Yeah, like, no, I fully
it's
agree.
Insane. He's so far down list of being the number 1 running back, probably in the Dallas Cowboys. Like, that's crazy to me. Rico Dowdle, lock him up. He is a league winner.
Oof. Okay, I'm going to go with my favorite. I think Jerome. No, I'm going to go with probably my favorite one here is Michael Wilson. He's played only 2 games with Kyler Murray. And guess what? Those two weeks combined, what he finished was.
Is he top 20? Top 20?
He's number 16 in those 2 games with Kyler Murray. So the guy he's always been fine, just kind of there. And just dog poop quarterbacks. Like, it's not fun when you're running routes open and nobody can throw you the ball.
But Michael Wilson got a lot of height last year, and he's tall and he's athletic. Yeah. And now he has Marvin Harrison on the opposite edge with one of the best tight ends now in football, Trey McBride, whether you believe that hype train or not. And so now he's the third option, and like those two are going to demand a lot of attention. Yeah. So yeah, I really, really like that.
Yes. And then a guy, when you're drafting kind of later, you want a guy that's going to have you those bigger weeks. If you're flexing him, he's going to have, yes, he might have those down weeks where it's 3, 4, 5, 6 points, but his average depth per target was 14.1 last year. So he gets one target, one catch. I mean, that's his average. So, I mean, he's going to get the ball down the field. He's going to get those deep looks. And with a healthy Kyler, upgraded offense with the Cardinals, the guy should have just a hell of a year. Nothing crazy, but again, I don't even know where he got drafted in this year. It's the mock that we did earlier. I got him in the 11th round.
Michael Carter.
Yeah. I got him with the second to last pick in the 11th round. And that guy has upside. He's going to get the ball. And he has Kyler Murray throwing the ball now. So
I promise you, he will be on 12 team league rosters like soon. Like if not week 1, week 2.
Yeah. With that being said, brother, it's been one hell of a night. Names are pretty confusing. I can't think of who's who. Jim, John, Justin, whatever. They're all the same.
Yeah, same. I got Jim and John Harbaugh confused, for Christ's sake.
I called Jim Justin Jefferson. Justin Herbert, Justin Jefferson earlier. That being said, I think it's time to go in this thing. And now, yeah, buddy, this is sweet. This is fun.
Now it's draft time, buddy. Now it's draft time, brother. Yeah. Next time you'll hear from us, it'll be draft day, baby.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck. Maybe. There's some stuff in the works. I don't know if this comes out when, what, where, why, but there's some other things in the works. But with that being said, stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and stay tuned for some more. We're going to try to pump this shit out for you. So, peace.
Deuces.